All right, let's move now to Saturday. The rest of the games on this Hitting the Book show for Saturday taking place. Virginia and Pitt. We've got Pittsburgh 7.5-point home favorites, 57.5 the total. This is one of my favorite angles in college football. Doesn't always work, but I find it works more often than not. I like fading the team after this deep into the season that just lost their first game of the season, and we have that here. Pittsburgh undefeated, brought back down to earth, and gets absolutely steamrolled by SMU. Their defense just could not do anything against Kevin Jennings. He did a tap dance all over that Pitt Panthers defense. And I don't want to make it seem like Pittsburgh's a fraud, but, there weren't a lot of quality wins on their resume going into that game against SMU.
It showed in the number.
Yeah.
Last week, yeah.
The odds makers didn't respect that undefeated record, and apparently the odds makers were correct to not respect that undefeated record because they got blasted by easily the best team Pitt's played all year. Now, Virginia, not SMU, but Virginia is a capable enough offensive team. They've been pretty good, at least decent in this role when they've been getting not just points as a dog, but getting, a touchdown or more. And I just worry, when you go this long into the year and then you have that, kind of shell shock type of loss like Pitt did against SMU, because you can say what you want. We didn't really fully trust Pitt to compete with SMU, but I'm sure they believed they could. And then to just get trampled like that, it's really tough. Now, the one concern I have for Virginia is I don't love the way they played that final game before their bye week against North Carolina. I mean, losing 41-14, that shouldn't happen against a team like North Carolina. Calandria struggled. Tony for the first time this year, and Tony Muskett actually took over. We'll have to see where Tony Elliott's going to turn at quarterback. I would think he's going to still go back to Calandria here. It was his first really rough game of the year, and it looks like it is going to be Calandria again. They are off a bye week, so you got Virginia with extra time to prepare. And this is something to pay attention to in college football this time of year, the late bye weeks. The teams that are going to get those late October and November bye weeks, when they've played every week from September to now, and now just finally getting that bye week. It's like, it's incredibly beneficial to these teams. You've played a lot of football. The aches and pains and the bumps and the bruises have added up, and you're fatigued, you're worn down, you're beaten down, and then you get that bye week, Connor Mack, in November, and it's like, wow, we come out with hope springs eternal, and you got new energy, and you feel a lot fresher all of a sudden when you get a bye week this late in the season. So I'm kind of thinking that could happen here for Virginia. But more than anything, this is, to me, let's fade the team after their first loss. This long into the year and you lose that first game sometimes could be a hangover effect into the next game as well. So I like Virginia here, getting more than a touchdown off a bye week too. Good spot, good price, good number. Yeah, give me UVA here. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I get why you're looking at Virginia and the bye. It sounds good, especially after just kind of the worst loss all year, where I thought they've looked on the road pretty good. I mean, at Wake, the close win. At Coastal, they beat them up and, hung around and covered that number against Clemson, even though Clemson did whatever they wanted and scored. They need to go back to Calandria. I know he had the bad day, but Muskett is a no-go at all.
Before that dud against North Carolina, they'd covered 4 in a row, I should point out, with Virginia.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. This has been a really bad place for Virginia to go. Yes. Is at Pitt. That's the one thing. And after Pitt getting their ass kicked, but is Pitt for real? I mean, they have the crazy game. The defense, I think, has been a little bit better. We saw it just get shredded though as they go on the road. They pick off. The pick sixes, I thought they played better against Cal at home. They're just at home is where you kind of want them. But I don't know if I want to lay 7.5. I mean, I kind of lean their way here. If this was lower, I'd be all over Pitt here. If it was under a touchdown.
All right. So Connor, I think, likes Pitt, leans Pitt, but again, doesn't like where the number
just
is.
A little high with the hook,
And first loss of the year, to me, I like I say, I worry about when you get to 7-0, 8-0, 9-0, and you lose that first game. I think it's an even harder pill to swallow than, say, if you're 2-0, 3-0, and then you lose that first game. This long into the season, we'll see. And I like Virginia off the bye, fresher, get some ailing bodies back on both sides of the ball as well. So Like I say, plus the points for me on Virginia. Keep an eye on the weather. There's a chance of some showers Saturday in Pitt, because I'm a little surprised the total hasn't gone up a little bit, because I lean over. But again, we'll wait to see what the weather is here closer to kickoff on Saturday. All